check right here on my text. And we're gonna get started with, it's gonna be very tedious. So I'm just gonna, you know what? So you won't hear the clicking. I'm gonna use a controller. I'm not used to the controller, but it should be, if you don't keep hearing my what is that called? My chair squeak all the time. It's a very squeaky chair. Let me hold it back a bit. And there you go. So, welcome to stream, guys. If you guys are just tuning in, I'll probably delete everything up to this point since a lot of technical difficulties. And we're gonna be focusing on, I guess, the upcoming videos I'm gonna be working on. Starting August 26th, I'm gonna probably slow down on video content since I'm gonna be starting school, or go back to school, better said. But for now, I'm trying to hit 2 videos per week at minimum. And if I could do more, I wish I could do more. But just making mini games is so complicated. I'm pretty sure you guys already know that. Sometimes I feel like I can make mini game like in 2-3 days, but usually it takes a bit longer, and I do a lot of projects like simultaneously. So when I get frustrated with one, I just jump to another one, and so on and so forth. So there's a hole here, so let's just there you go. We're gonna start. I guess what should I talk about? I guess let's talk about the content I'll be doing. So obviously I make mini games for Mario Party. I also make other mini games. It doesn't have to be specific for Mario Party. I'm thinking of doing like maybe I was gonna say like a bigger game, but that's gonna be super hard. I was gonna say like Pokemon or something, where like, you can choose what moves to do, and then they'll start doing them, and then there'll be like a percentage of if it misses or it doesn't miss, and it could be like regular mobs. I feel like that could work, and you could start with either a zombie, a drown, or a husk, and that'll be your fire. Oh, I'm just thinking about this in the spot, and that sounds pretty cool. You have fire, water, and a grass type. And since obviously there's not much mobs, I'll probably just keep 3 or under 3 or 4 types. It'll be like grass, water, fire, and maybe air. Now the new update's coming with the new air guy. But that being said, if I do that, that's gonna be like every episode will be making 1 new mob, and then another one would be possibly just what is that called? Wait, let me see. I think I could stream with my friend now. Let me see. I'm gonna try to stream so we can have a little conversation and we could talk about some random stuff. It won't just be just me talking, although I could just talk. I'm pretty good at filling in spaces with just random words. My friend says you could be a professional yapper, because you can literally talk non-stop about, I guess, anything. But yeah, so what do you guys think about that? If I make like a Mario Party, make a Pokemon, and every single episode could be different mob. Obviously, max amount of mobs I'll be able to do will be just where's the crafting table button? Okay, like the amount of mobs to recreate all these. Where are they? How much mobs are these? Oh yeah, that's a lot of Pokemon. So I guess, yeah, I could basically make a Pokemon out of every single one of these. And that actually sounds pretty interesting. Maybe 2 would be possible. Like this one could be obviously the squid could be Tentacruel, or I forgot the other one's called, Tentacool or Tentacruel. And this one could be Cruel, and this one could be Cool. Drown could be obviously the water type, would be like a Squirtle, and then Zombie would be just grass type because he's kind of green. This one would be Machamp, or Machamp could be like what was the new mob called again? The Armadillo. That one could be like a Machamp since it's like a ball, or it could be like a Ditto. I probably won't name them Pokemon names. I'll just have them like the Zombie, and then you could just be like an RPG. I think that's a type of game it's called. I'm not too sure when games are RPG or not RPG. And I just noticed it looks a little weird. How's that looking? I don't like when there's a big transition like this, so I'm gonna probably ease it in with 2 of these. One here looks a bit better, but something's off. I think this one has to be here. No, it's too much. Maybe there. Too little. That's pretty good. All right, that one's there. That one's there. Now this button is a little too close. So this could be the spaces where the stars summon. I don't know if you guys know, but the summons always spawn the stars always summon either here, there, and on this side it will be, you can see here it gets dark when you get here. I'll try to figure out what commands do that and why does this look all patchy, because this is just a giant, oh you can't see, there it is, a giant thing at the top. But when you play the game, your screen's gonna be locked in wherever your player is, so you won't even know that's up there. But just when you go on this side, it'll be dark. I also try to make a way that it actually turns night when you go on this side, but then it will affect this side of the board, and we don't want that. So but yeah, basically there's some areas where stars, they basically just always spawn. So I'm gonna be doing like a randomizer of each time you get a star, it's gonna randomly appear in one of the other areas. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna have an order, like maybe this guy first and second, third. But then no, because that would be cheating. What if you're here and then you get the next one right here? But it should be randomized, which it could go back here, but hopefully it will be pretty rare. In the game that usually happens. A player one turn would be able to get 2. So yeah, so let's talk about, I guess, how that's going to work. I'm going to be doing a upcoming video, or probably do it in this one and just have it as a clip later on, which will be making the dice, which right now I'm not 100% sure how it's gonna. Oh yeah, this is obviously made up here, so when we make mini games in the bottom, whatever, it wouldn't you won't be here. So let's just put some stuff, and not all the blocks we have double. Basically, oh yeah, I'm not too sure exactly how I'm gonna be this is gonna be an issue. I don't know exactly how it's gonna be a dice, but I was thinking of maybe with an invisible armor stand, it could be holding a block, and the blocks that mostly resemble the dice from Mario Party would be, you see, it's that red one, and then it could either be these 3, which I don't really like the idea, but I think I'm gonna do a command block, the one that's a repeater, a regular one, and a chain command, because I feel like I could do the chain, could be the triple dice or the double. The single will be the orange one, the default, and then the other one would be like a slow dice or something, the purple one, because it's the purple one, or the one that you choose, with the smaller dice, or it could be the one that you choose, go slowly, so you can choose what number you want. Or I might just do a 1, 2, and 3, and then we should skip the other, what is it called? We skip the other type of blocks, because it's gonna be a lot of commands if I do every single type of what is that called? Dice in the game. But I guess once you do one, it's pretty easy to make the rest, right? It's just the same commands, just swap a little things here and there. I think that looks better. No, that looks pretty bad. Okay, what's wrong with this? Oh, it's going up and I'm not even noticing. So from here, it's supposed to go here. And then from here, it falls back here. Oh, I guess I could use this one right here. And then obviously this is way too fast, so I'm gonna have to reduce it from here. And then this one and this one. And now there's a little curve, which looks not that bad, but I guess it's the way it's coming out from here. Oh, and the way I did it double thickness, like it'll be block underneath, is I literally just copy paste using my structure block that I think is over, it was right here, and it was just basically, I placed it here and I copy pasted this section, but since there's holes in the bottom and everything, it's gonna take a little longer. So, oh yeah, but yeah, if you guys have any comments, when's a new video coming? I just saw that text. So tomorrow is Friday, which means I'm usually gonna go out. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm gonna be uploading a video of the dice tomorrow if it doesn't happen on this video. And oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll just do a separate video tomorrow. And as far as the mini game goes, I have a mini game that it's almost ready, but the reason why I haven't done it or finished it is because it's very similar to last week's video, which is you guys remember the football game mini game where you have to dodge the football players from the game. So yes, so it's that one, and they kind of very similar to the bomb one, because the only difference is that instead of being bombs, it's what is that called? It's they're like football players. So I thought, I'm like, it's kind of the same video, but I'm like, oh, but I was already cooking this one up before the bomb one. But I might just finish that one probably by the end of tonight and just have it ready for tomorrow. Or you know what? Well, if I have the game ready by today, I have to record tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon, I'll say there will be something, either if not a video, it will be a reel about that. Yeah, so if not the tutorial, it's gonna be just a real introduction of the game, and then little by little, I'm gonna be actually copy pasting all the mini games around the whole board game, so all the games could be around it, and you won't have to teleport too far from it. Okay, this part looks a little bad right here. This one right here, I don't like this block, and then I also don't like how this one's that far, but maybe these are just too much. Not that one, that was good. Yeah, kind of, I guess. It's kind of weird because it's the weird shape. So much round stuff. Okay, I wonder if, how far back is the latency, because you guys will text something and obviously it'll take a little while. This part does not look nice. Yeah, also if you guys have any other board recommendations, I was thinking of doing max of 2 or 3 boards. Obviously this is like a classic one. I was gonna do a board game from Mario Party DS, since that's the one that the reason why I started this franchise. I remember that was my favorite game in the DSi when it came out back in, I don't even know when that came out. It was a while back ago. It was like when I was a 6th grader, I think, when the DS was popping. 5th or 6th grade, and I remember getting this game, and this game was my favorite because and I was obsessed with games that have games in it. So I remember when I got my first iPod, there was a which is back in the day when the iPods were there was not that much variance of games, and one of the games I'd always get, like, there was the first one on my first iPod or phone or whatever I had, was 100 games in one or whatever. And it's basically a bunch of like little small games, basically indie games, because they're like so tiny, but not really. It was just a random developer making like tic-tac-toe and the usual. And actually my first mini games I made, I was a 7th grader, and I remember I did tic-tac-toe. I did the very common ones, which is like was it Connect 4, and what was the other ones? There was a fishing one. They had to fish the pigs or whatever, or chickens from a place, and it's like, I forgot what YouTuber I saw that or who did it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty fun. So then I got obsessed with making mini games, and I used to always start my mini games by making a entrance of like a castle, and you would go inside to the castle, and there would be like a guy with a booth, and then you pay your little ticket, and then you go in, and it's like a giant golden path. Imagine this, but this path being made out of gold, like gold blocks, and then there would be like Ferris wheels, and I'll make obviously it was just stationary, right, because it's just decoration, but I'll do like a Ferris wheel, and on this side I'll do a roller coaster, and then on this other side it'll be a mini game like tic-tac-toe, and then it'll be another attraction, which will be like another roller coaster, which I always do like a dinosaur one. I'll be like 4 dinosaurs, and then the roller coaster goes up and over through the back of the dinosaurs, and I got really into. Oh, and then I remember this one. It's usually, well, since back in the day, there's not too much redstone or stuff, at least in Bedrock. I don't think we had like comparators and stuff at that time. I think when the redstone update came in, I started playing more Minecraft, because like, oh, now we have redstone here. That's cool. And let me get these in here. And now obviously now this one doesn't make sense being there. Oh, there you go. Kind of, not what I wanted, but I guess let's take this one off then, and then. No, it doesn't make sense if it doesn't touch that. So I guess let's do it like that. Sure, whatever. We'll do it like that, and we'll check it out at the end, how it looks at the end. When it's straight ones like this is the easiest part, but obviously as it becomes all squiggly line, and I'm trying to make it as authentic as I can to the game. But the hard part is obviously since everything's round and stuff, some stuff wouldn't add up. Like if you remember this game properly, this little loop right here, oh, I don't know if I can connect it. This little loop here, it was not adding up. Like when I'd put these three here, and when I put those two, and then I put this, and down, this circle was like way out here at the beginning. So then I was like, okay, maybe I gotta space them by 4. So I started spacing by 4, and I did 4, and I made this arrow longer this way, just so, and then before from here was only 3, but then I spaced it out further this way back, and then I made these go more vertical than horizontal. I think that in the game it's this one, and that green one's at here, and the blue one's right here after that thing, so way over here, and then this one is like way over here, and then these wouldn't fit. Well, it just didn't work at the beginning. I did it like 3 times, and then when I gave up and I said screw it, it actually worked. So I guess lesson for you guys that when you guys are building games or whatever, just be like, oh, I'll worry about that later, and then sometimes you look at it and it'll just grow like, oh, you know, it looks good. I don't know why I was complaining. And yes, let me see. Also, I think this is my second stream I've done on YouTube. I did the mob vote way back in like, not that, was it last June? And oh no, you vote in June. You vote in, I want to say it's December, or I forgot what, or like from last year. I voted for the armadillo. I wonder what you guys voted for. I actually first wanted the crab when it came out, and then I was all like, and there was like speculation that it'll always be a seagull or something, like, oh, a seagull might jack your stuff, and saw a bunch of videos of what could it be, and obviously it's really hard to pinpoint what it is. And it was just the penguin, and although I really like the penguin, they say it was not gonna do anything, and I was like, what the heck, like why did they? Oh no, I think when you swim with it, I believe it will speed up your boat, or just, yeah, when you swim or something like that, which is cool, but I was like, I didn't find much uses for that. I don't really, actually I do use boats a lot. I'll use boats all the way until I find the Electra. Boats is a pretty fast way to get around, and I usually make my bases near the water, just so I could, like, you know, or not usually, but this past I think 2 survival games I made, survival maps I made, I played on, those were near the water, and I'll show you guys what they look like, but I accidentally deleted it when I was deleting my worlds that I don't need speed. And then, you know, when you delete a game, when you open a game, a map, and then you close it and you open a different one, they always change order, like depending on which one you open last. Well, I forgot about that, so I looked at one and like, oh, this is not what I don't want to delete, and then I remember even naming it, and then when I went to the one I did want to delete, I was like, oh wait, I wanted to delete this one, so I opened it again, but instead of opening it, I just like tapped on it, I pressed delete. I said, are you sure you want to delete? I said yes. Oh, I forgot this doesn't have this. How much is it? Not that much. I guess let's just do it manually. Good thing I know where it's gonna be at. It's gonna be all these. It's gonna be, oh, this one. I'm doing more than enough, but just there you go. And then that red one's gonna probably be these. And then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do these facing this way. Pretty sure I'm gonna do these. And then just for the heck of it, let's just do these just in case. And then from this side, let's just do these just in case. There you go. Oh, gonna be all that. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna be trying to do a. Oh look, this is gonna be the toads, and it's gonna be like, oh wait, that dialogue is gonna be like, oh hi, welcome to the store or something. But I'm gonna have to push that guy to a little bit to the side first, cause. What do you know? I did need an extra one. I don't think it reaches all the way here, but just in case, it just make it reach. Oh, you know what? In the top of my head, I think this doesn't connect. I think that's just a small circle, or like a little bean shape thing here. So I'm gonna do a little bean shape. Let me close this right here. I don't know. Does that look normal? That does not look normal. That does not look normal to me. Let's get these here and pretend this one's here. Pretend this one's here. I'll pretend it's actually placing. And I think since it's a bean shape, we're gonna have to take this one off and this one off. And I'll make it look like it's a bean facing this way. Kind of. You may actually see my reference picture. I haven't been looking at the reference because it's pretty, you know, obvious where it goes and where it doesn't. But I do see then here has a little bump. I didn't think this circle wasn't being included. So we're gonna keep down there and we're gonna turn this way here and hope that there's stuff underneath. Man, once you get used to the keyboard, doing it on the mouse kind of sucks. Okay, but it doesn't look that flat. I mean, that's squarey. So let's do it a little flat at the end. And let's do that. Is that too weird? Yeah, that's too weird. Okay, and then let's break these. Let's do something like that. Does that look weird? No, that looks a little weird too. So let's do break down one, break down, break down, break down. There you go, and then this could be a white one. Why does it look worse? Let's do, well, it doesn't look worse, but just. Okay, but what if this one's here? Okay, kind of. Or is a missing arrow there? Oh, actually, these would be the arrows that switch. Okay, so for the switching ones, I was thinking of getting. I guess we could put a banner and then change banner when. How's that gonna work? Oh, I think I know. I don't have to worry about it. I'll do that later. Alrighty, so we got this area. This area almost kind of looks like the same. Obviously, I'm gonna add more trees here. Not trees, but like little bushes and stuff and flowers. Let's actually do that right now, so it won't look that dead. Man, this really sucks, you know. On controller. Okay. Let's just do tap, tap, tap. And we'll change all the colors. The ones that are white, we're taking those off because they're kind of kills the vibe a bit. 1 second. Alright, hopefully I wasn't too far from the mic before. Wonder what settings is the mic right now. Let me check. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too loud. Looks a bit better, but it still looks kind of dry, huh? I gotta add more stuff. So in the picture that I have here, I have 3 bushes. I only have 1. The bushes are pretty big, so that's a pretty small bush. But the bushes have strawberries and stuff, so let's actually try to make one of those. I'll use my keyboard now. So I'll put my. Okay, so let's get out of this and let's. Oh. Okay, we're gonna kick off this. bring you closer this way. And bring my stuff closer here. Okay, so it's obviously a green bush. Let's actually try it with, I've never tried it with concrete powder. Maybe we could add a little bit of the wool. Wool's pretty good too. And it has red. Let's try this, and then if not, something that's red also, like a red dot. Oh, buttons. Let's see if the buttons look good. This is red, right? And then worst case scenario, we use just these things, but they're open and they're red. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, for a bush, let's try it. What if we do something like that, and then we fill it up, and let's make it actually twice as big. So let's just go around once, which would be this weird shape. I think it's down twice, and then we could do this one twice. Yep, that's a bush right there. It looks pretty ugly, but it's figured. Let's see, we think this looks better. I don't. And if I put these, and these look consistent with what I'm doing. Oh, but so we won't have a full-on red thing. We could do, let's say, what do we put variance by having? You can barely tell the difference, can you? What if instead of that I put a little red carpet in top? That would be better than putting a full block. Let's switch it with the white one, I guess. Kind of. But yeah, well, that's basically, I'm working on this thing right now, and oh, you know what? It kind of grows on me. So let's just make 2 or 3, and then we'll see if we like it. And if not, let's just put a full-on block once in a while. We could even put a green carpet on top. Just sandwich it. Yeah, something like that. You know, it could also be a full block. I don't really like the way that looked. And then that in top. Kind of looks a little ugly, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see how it looks at the end. Or you know what if I disguise this with leaves after? How will that look? Or I could even put vines, and it's technically, oh, I guess I gotta, I hate how vines you can't put, oh, you can't place them like it was a floor one, but eventually it will do that. So I don't know why it does it. Why is it plain difficult? You know what I mean? Why can't I just place it? I know this one's gonna stop and this one's gonna stop. This one's gonna stop. So let's put this one, and this one, and then I know it's gonna stop there, but I don't really mind that. What is this idea? How dumb was this? Let's see. No, yeah, that was terrible. Okay, let's try that. Let's see what happens. Oh, I could put. I used to remember we used to bone meal this. Can this not be bind on, or does it bone meal down? No, you can't. That's so weird. What about this? How does that look? Well, you could tell it's a bush, but it still looks pretty hideous. So let's get the brightest color leaves, which is I think the oak ones. Which is weird how dark oak might have the lightest one. You could kind of tell of the red, but well, it doesn't look too bad now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. I kind of would wish that there was a brighter, and I do remember there's a bright green one. Maybe it's just a different biome, and since this is not Java, you can't change biomes here, like by X, Y, and Z. And if you can, please let me know. Oh, I haven't even checked But yeah, so that's. Oh yeah, I think I'm still in the same spot. Oh yeah, just a few seconds behind. I think. What was I looking for? I don't know. Okay, so that's that bush. This bush, is that bush to put on this one? I think it does. Oh, you know what? I should put these there too. But let's figure out if no. We should be good, I think. Let me see what else. Okay, so this one's going out, so let's just do. I wonder if we put frog lights in between so it could be bright, you know? I know it's never gonna be turn night here, so I don't really mind how bright it looks. But I still want to check it out, see what it works. What do I put? A bunch of frog lights. Anything you see my reference picture? They're all touching each other, which this one's probably not gonna be, but let's just make it a little bigger. Let's just make it more on this side. This will make it look like it's touching, I think, from this angle. Yeah, it will. So let's say we get this size one, and we do maybe one here. Yeah, that should be good. That. And then we put frog lights. That does not look good. I put two of them. You know what? Before I say anything, what is the red one? Oh, there's no red frog light. Just yeah, it glows red here. What if I put this? This is, I know it doesn't glow, but it's brighter. It is brighter. Well, let's check. Let's do that. Let's do this, 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 and this. And if we put thought, this looks like it's glitching. So let's actually get in here. Oh, it's too bright. Oh, I never heard the noise when you break them. They sound pretty weird. Okay, so let's go back to green. Is that the only green I have that looks bright? Yeah, well, those one's the same. I guess, well, there's not much options we have besides this and the concrete one. Oh, I should use the concrete one. I think that one should be brighter. I feel like this one has this one's darker in general, but since the other one has dark tones as well, like it's textured, maybe this one might look better. Yeah, those stick out as the sword thumb, don't they? I think these look better than these other ones. So let's. Oh, what am I doing? There it is. Let's put this one here. And let's delete these. Let me just delete this first layer and then we'll see if it's a big difference. And if not, we'll do a change. Maybe that could be stay like that. Okay, there. I feel like they're gonna touch it there on this angle, which is how the picture is taken from here. So let's do another one. Put the small one. We'll do right here. We'll just put heck. We'll just leave it all red. Although this one doesn't supposed to have berries. No, it looks bad with that, so let's make it green. Alright, for some reason the developers knew that this was not gonna look good, so they knew what they were doing. Let's delete that and leave it like that. Alright, we got 3 bushes. And then for the key area, I'm gonna think about a way. Well, I guess you could always throw a key, and the key could always be like, it kind of looks like a key, right? Or once we get the new update, we could use the actual key. For now, this could be a key too. Just drop it, and it'll detect it, and then this will disappear. I feel like that's pretty cool. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a bit. After I figured out what's in this circle. Oh, it's just a sign. Okay, I guess in the sign it could just be a, I don't know, maybe I could just have this here, and then maybe two of these. That looks kind of whack, but there's no other thing, and also it's in front of the second one, which is kind of, oh, you know what I noticed? I'm missing a circle. We have 1, 2, 3, and we're supposed to have 4. Okay, so let's see if I can squeeze them in. I can put the green one. No wonder that thing was too far, and I had to bend that the way it did. That arrow had to be longer, and then all this has to stretch itself out. Oh my god, okay, how am I gonna do that? Alright, let's see if I can squeeze this in here. I could put this guy technically here, and although I'm pretty sure I have to put it there, but let's just delete this one. For that first block, we'll do 3 instead of 4. I can, like all my rest, the rest of them, and then if I have that, I could make this one be a 3. And technically, no one ever knows. Oh, but you know what? It's actually rather be closer to the arrow than to theirs, than to each other. So that'll be 4. This is 3 and 3. 4, 3, 3. And how I said earlier, we should have done here. And by doing so, we get, sorry you hear all the clicking and stuff, 4. So 4, 4, 4, and this one's technically 3, but it's more realistic, I guess, or go to down, down. And we'll do this. This gotta go away, I guess. And yeah, I guess that kind of work. Although I feel like they're too close this way. That one has to match with that one. But it's still 3 spaces, so alright. That wasn't too bad. But I will have to, I don't want to put it here. It's gonna look weird. But I guess I could delete this one. Just bring them all back to one side. It looks a little bit more closer. Alright, not perfect, but it will have to do, since I should have thought of that before I made the rest of that map. Although I could just copy paste this, bring it out this way, and just space this out. Space, that allows me hard to space out. There's not much to space out no more. So yeah, basically waited for this area to I made the one that connects here, because I could always change this angle. I could make it more flat or closer in, depending if it's further or not. But for this, if I make this more this way, I'll have to make this one more straight, which means all these get affected. So I'm almost done with the bottom map. All right, so let's go to this side. Wait, did I finish that over there? Kind of. Did I? What else is here? Couple flowers, and that's it. So let's just, oh no, it's right here. Just bone meal this side. Let's try to get a color in. Whatever. Just do that, that, and that. And I guess it's color shape too. So that one, that one, that one. Last chance. Okay, there you go. Better. There's nothing up here, but let's just give it some grass here and some grass here, so it won't be empty. Oh, I kind of like how that looks. These, on the other hand, look kind of small. and they were supposed to be bigger. Not bigger, but about the same size. So this is do this, and maybe one on this side. What if we just put no green in the middle, and we just have, I feel like that even looks even better than what I did before. Although I don't like the way the pink ones look no more. Although that was my favorite. What other cool we have more like different colors. Like if we had a pink, a red, blue, and yellow or something, or at least just 2 more other colors, that'd be great. What looks better, this or the ones over there? Well, let's keep it a little different for now. And then that one's supposed to be a small one, but let's make it slightly bigger. It looks pretty empty. Little tower looks cool here. Just put one here, one here, one here. We'll break that one. I'll leave it. All right, and then we're gonna do one here. Let's just get rid of these. Let's put on grass, or what is it called again? Leaves. Leaves. That's the name of it. Anyway, I see a couple things here, which is just tall grass. So I guess I could always do tall grass. Let's do tall grass. Tall grass. Tall grass. Let's do one more. All right. So we got that area. That area. That area. This little area here, I just spammed it with a bunch of stuff. Sometimes it does a bunch of flowers and sometimes it doesn't. Why? I don't like these poppy daisies because although I actually like them for decoration, on this Mario map, it's usually just colors, usually just red, yellow, and blue. So, and especially these, I never liked these. These are all of the on chance. But as far as I'll leave on a chance too, not this one. Because this one at least has characters, only just a little blob. Little like flowers, like desert flowers. Oh, Toad. This is Toad. Let's just actually break them here. Oh. Here. And then let's just change to this guy. It's the cutest one, so that must be Toad. Oh, sorry. Let's just put Toad. Why can I shift? Oh, I see why. I had the cap locks. So how do you get this? This is pretty easy. It's a NPC. So the way it works is you put slash, and then you put give app player, and then you put NPC. Is it an NPC? Oh, it's called egg or something. So you can just put slash summon, and then you put NPC, enter, and then you get an NPC. And then when you do, it's just if you have a controller, if you have a keyboard, press the little scroll wheel on the character, and then let me get rid of this egg. Tap on it, and then you get NPC. Like when you tap on this, you get grass. So you just get NPC. And once you get an NPC, you left click or right click, and then you could actually choose how you want them to look. There's a whole bunch of variants. I remember at the beginning we only had this girl one, the boy one, and then we had the scientist. And then I remember the next time I opened it up, I had this one. So my favorite was always this guy. I can make a Fallout game. Imagine Fallout game and all the characters look like this. That would be cool. And then this guy was my second favorite character. But these are on you. At least I haven't seen these or these or these. Or these or these. Oh. Oh, keep this one for Toad. Kind of matches his style, you know. And then we could put a, since he's small, let's give him a little small little table. So we're gonna give him a half slab, and the game is kind of orangish. So we're just gonna go a little bit more bright orange and put it here. That'll be a little store. And then we could change his dialogue by adding it here and putting his dialogue, and then here advanced settings you put commands like test for if you have 10 coins, and then if you have 10 coins then you could buy that, purchase that, and it'll remove 10 coins from you. Basically it'll be the item shop, and I'm going to make another video how to make an item shop for Mario Party as soon as I Yes, finish the stream, or once I stop. Let me get some water. Give me 1 second. Once I stop finding things good to say, oh, that does not sound good at all. Once I can't find a thing to say or something, I don't know how to say that. Let's put this here. My voice is getting more tired, so every single second I feel like my voice is gonna be a little deeper. Not deeper, but just like more raspy. And dude, I hate that when I'm making my videos, or when I'm shooting my videos. If you hear my voice pretty crystal clear, I can't even speak, crystal clear, and you hear me like more smooth, you will know that my first, second, or third take, once it's like past the fourth, fifth one, my voice is gonna start getting like more dry and raspy. And like right now I'm drinking water, but water doesn't really help. Like, I feel like it helps other people, but it can't. And I think it's just because I'm talking to a mic, because I've talked for a long time. Obviously that's a dumb thing to say, but I mean, I talk a lot, or I used to talk a lot. I talk a little bit less now. I try to talk less, but I remember I talked a lot, like when I was small, young, and for hours and hours and hours, and my voice never got raspy. I'm always talkative. But when I start talking to a mic, it's like 20 minutes in, and I'm already all like, oh man, that's a lot of talking. Or maybe because I kind of stopped talking. I feel like none of this has path, or I could be mistaken. I think this doesn't have a path, but maybe the top one does. Oh, yep, that's correct. Okay, so that has a tap. I should have made all this out of sand, because now I gotta break carpet and also place blocks, which is not the end of the world, but it is one more step. So now instead of I forgot about this. Oh, we're gonna start using the commands slash give app player. This is gonna be structure block. One. There it is. Oh, thank God. Also, I'm gonna nothing important besides these three items, so slash clear. Oh. If you guys know another way how to clear your inventory without doing that, I believe Java got an update where there's an X here and you press X and it clears it for you. That would be so amazing if we get that. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah, the reason why this doesn't look too dark is because I have a bunch of lights. Let's actually make it be a 6 here. Remember the really dark area, like let's see here. Try to put a 6 on it, just to get rid of all those things. And when they're too bright, that means that's a 7. But I don't mind. Oh, I do mind when there's so many. Like this is so dark that if you put 15 here, look at the difference. It's crazy. And it's another block that you only get exclusive from commands. It's slash light underscore block, basically light block. And but once you get this out of here, like once you're not holding the light bulb, like you can't even break them. Before you were able to break them, and you can't place blocks when they're there, but now you can. It's just only when you have it on you see them. Take off, you can't even see nothing. So it's pretty cool. Not even me, which is really cool. But we're gonna need the structure block. Place it in here. Check that Y is only 0, so we just, or 1 as 0, and then we'll do X. Let's do I don't know, it's a good number, 20. It is a good number. And here we want the biggest number, which is 64. You'll put 65, but autocorrect for 64. That's a pretty good size chunk. I don't want it to interfere with this, but at the same time, that's exactly what I wanted to interfere. So what's it gonna be? Well, let's just save it. And I always put a 1 because I don't care about the pass command, so always put 1, save, and you put it right underneath. You press load, 1, and and then you want to put the not remove blocks. I've only seen animation like once, and it's pretty cool. I'll see if I could remove blocks. Off, on, off. I think off is the one we want. And then just in case, oh, I forgot about that. Why? So somehow it's 5. You should want it to be 1. Save. There you go. Now when you push load, it's only there. Oh, did I already press it? Ah, shoot. Oh yeah. So this always happens to me. What you gotta do is when you go here, make sure this 1 is out of the question. Now you put load, and now it's all these 3. Okay. I don't need this one no more. Actually, I do need it one more time. Oh, look, it didn't affect this. Perfect. Now we could have our, not this one. So obviously, I had to cut it like this, I guess. I guess we should go the long way. Oh yeah, the command end right here. Great. So pretty much making these worlds is gonna take a long time. This is my 3rd day working on this. How many hours did it the first day? I did a total of, I think I watched the movie that day, so I didn't do my full potential of like working on my videos. So I think I started around 8 and I finished around 12:30ish. No, it was almost 1. It was like 12:40 in the morning. And then I remember that the other video I made, which is the one from, what's it called? Let me open the chat. Let me open the chat. So sorry guys, let me check it out. Okay. Perfect. No, nothing yet. What was I saying? I said something about chat. That was about this. But what about the thing I was talking? Oh yeah, how many hours I was working on. So on, what was this? Today's Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday, obviously, and then it was Tuesday. Yeah, I watched the movie on Tuesday, and then it was like 12:30, 12:40, because I was on a phone call with a friend while I was doing this, and then I was all like, oh, I should. He asked me what time I usually stop. Like, I usually stop myself at 11, 11:30 max. Well, and so I was about to quit, but since we were in a phone call, obviously you don't quit when you're in a phone call. So I kept my grind, and then it was basically 12:30ish, 12:40ish, and then I was like, oh shoot, it's almost 1, and I'm out here saying I'm gonna stop at 11, and obviously it didn't. So that day I was 7 to 11. Is that what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 hours. And then my second day, which was yesterday, I started when I came back from the gym around 6. I ate 7ish. Yeah, from 7 and I to 11, another 4 hours. So it's been 16 hours. I know it doesn't sound like I did 16 hours, but look, come on. Just right now, I added because the hardest part was just putting the blocks, because I was telling you, like, this part won't match, and then this part was too long, then it was too short. They didn't resemble the map a lot, so I had to keep changing stuff. But look at this. This looks pretty impressive. I'm pretty impressed. This looks better than it looks better than I thought. I was thinking it was gonna look okay, and I'm like, it's gonna look alright. But I always remember that. Sometimes I'll be like, it looks a little mid, But I remember that sometimes I'll think something is really mid. I'll show my friends, and they'll be like, oh, bro, it looks sick. And I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, I guess just one would always, not always, but it's really hard for someone to be satisfied with their own stuff. And it's funny because when I was making this area with the carpet, I was thinking, why didn't I just use the blocks? But it's because I wanted to make it look like it's grass, like darker grass. So that's why. Although for this middle part, I could have just used, grass. There was no need for this part. It should be looking like that. But I think I was just like, oh well. I was just like talking on the phone, doing this, just back and forth, just looking at the ground and just holding the button and just letting the carpet get placed. So I didn't really mind. Like, even for here, I could just probably do this. And well, hopefully you were able to hear me right, because I was kind of away from the mic. But I was basically just doing this and then sending it to friends. By the time you realize, you have the whole area full of carpet. Oh, that's retarded. I always sit on 2-3 trips and there's nothing there besides like that little area. So yeah, so that's basically it. Let's see, what else can I talk about? You guys want to know about me? I'm not gonna give my age or anything or my name, because that's for me to know and you guys to find out, right? You guys ever heard that? Also, I was looking at the demographic from the viewers that I have, and it says that the majority are age 22 to 28, and then it said the second demographic that I was watching my videos was from 28 to 35. So if you guys are 35 and you guys are watching this, let me know. Be like, hey, team 35, I want to see what's the oldest person that watches my videos, because it's pretty interesting. And also the youngest. I think it had a small percentage of young viewers from age, I think it said 5 to 18 or something like that. I'm not too sure. So yeah, what is the oldest and who's the youngest? And don't lie, because you could be like, oh, I'm this age, and I could, well, I guess I would technically never know, right? So just be honest. If you think you're pretty young, you're like lower than say 10 years old, no, that's pretty much probably the youngest out, probably being, because I'm pretty sure any younger than that, I don't think they could like do commands and be interested in that. Maybe on this one, yes, because it's just, you know, me talking and making a thing, but actual writing commands and stuff, it's pretty complicated. Like everyone else small, sorry, when I was small, I hated commands. Like I'll search up how to make mini games in Minecraft, but and then I'll put like without commands, only redstone, and that was a big old thing for me. It was, oh, I can make commands, but make games, but with no command blocks with redstone. And I'll even watch like YouTubers that use commands, and then I'll try to make the game without the redstone, with only redstone. And I'll be like, oh, I used to think I was better than them. But then as I got older, I'm like, well, there's a big, you know, redstone stuff you could do, like a lot of work you could do. And if you're only playing the game with just the redstone, it's like you're basically handicapping your mini games. You know what I mean? Like that's true. You could just make an item sorter or something like that, and it could spit a what's it called, a block at you for an instance. Let's say you're playing. Oh, let's just say what is the game called? Connect 4. I'm making Connect 4. You know, you put your thing like this, so you could tap on it and then it'll fall, and then your block will land like, since it's dirt, it'll fall down, right? But if you have commands, instead of making it, you always need to make a staircase and you place the block and it'll fall down. Instead of doing that, you could just have buttons in the bottom. But each time you press this button, in the top, it will summon a sand block. And if you're on this other side, you press this button, it'll do a gravel, or I say gravel, but now that there's colored sand or colored concrete, you know, you could always do it like that. Actually add a ground to this. But yeah, so what else? Let me. Also, I wonder how long can you stream YouTube? Like if I stream this right now, or I'm already streaming. If I do another stream, will that stream be as long as this one? I don't know. I also don't know how to end a stream. Oh, why did I do that? Like, is it when I'm finished with this? Because when I'm finished with this, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be like 3 days in here, bro. Well, we did all this already, right, together. So, well, actually, I think I did this side by myself. We did all this side together, and then why is that one white? Oh, that's the thing. Oh man! Oh, let's do this side. This side should be easy, and it has perfect speed run on this. Oh. Do that right there. Perfect. Trying to use the mouse like underneath like the mic, so you won't pick it up as much as I think you do. I don't know. I get annoyed with the low noise of the mic. I should probably try to find a mouse with less clicky key. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Okay, so since you see how this doesn't have any bottom no more, we're gonna place this one right here. We're gonna put load. Sorry, my hands in the load. You put a 1, and then you make sure you take this number off. Remember, this one needs to be a 0, which is just delete everything, and it should be the one right under it. Although it's scary because it shows the top one, and if it is a top one, you know what? Just in case, it's do -1. It doesn't hurt to do it twice. We'll load it, and thank God I did that, or else we would have deleted this whole top part. Okay, so that was lucky me, but it deleted all this, didn't it? Oh no, that's what I put over there. Now we have all that part. We could fill this whole area up. Easy. This one is easy. Oh yeah, the world ends right here. That's just because I did a copy paste thingy, so we don't need none of this. This is break it. Delete the first. Oh, you can jump over still 5 blocks. Just in case if you're really athletic and you could manage to jump the whole thing. I doubt you could jump all this. One more just in case. Although I doubt. I keep saying I doubt. I also want to make a clean cut, so if I end up messing up, I will do another one. And screw it. There you go. Okay, now this one again, and then we're gonna do this long one again. And what's another thing I haven't done it on a long time, or it's been a while since I watched podcasts and stuff like that. But I remember my first podcast I was ever into is, I don't know if you guys watch Unbox Therapy, you know, that guy. That was my first podcast I listened to, and then after that I started I got really into his videos for a good, I'll say good year and a half, and then all of a sudden it was recommended to watch Star Talk from Neil deGrasse Tyson. And man, I'll tell you something, you start watching these videos, bro, it's like better than college. You start learning about cosmos and wormholes and a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty interesting. I'll actually build mini games, so I'll have them in the background, and then I'll watch it again later on, or when I'm driving to work, or even during work, because during work I have a lot of free time, so give me time to watch that. But that's pretty recently. I haven't listened to anything yet, but let's go back to the channel stuff. So what else? So I talked about what my next video is going to be. Either it's going to be that one mini game I told you about, the football one, or I also have another one that's kickstarted, but it's like, it's not halfway, it's like a good 30% completed. At least it looks completed, like it looks like this right now, almost completed, but there's no actual redstone or command blocks whatsoever. It's just the skeleton of the minigame. But I could probably finish that one by tomorrow night, probably that one. And that one, if I have it done by tomorrow, my video might upload on Saturday or Sunday. Oh no, but I'm working on day Saturday and Sunday, so I'll probably be for Monday. But I don't want it to be a week without content, so actually I'm doing this stream right here while I what's it called? While I finish this map. I feel like I should be working on the minigame, and on weekends I was thinking I'm just working on the map, but I want to get at least the map looking like it's supposed to. I guess lastly I'll do I think there's a gas up here. I guess what is that thing called? Let me lower the intensity. I hear some volume in the background. Oh, there you go. There's a King Boo, but oh yeah, talking about the maps, I I couldn't decide what map to use, and how I said earlier, I was using a Mario Party DS map because I started playing Mario Party on the DS, or that's the reason why I got into the series. I remember buying it by mistake, and I was so mad because it was the first Mario game we bought. Oh no, the second Mario game. I want to say that when we bought the DSi, and hopefully this is correct, we bought the DSi and we had to choose. Oh no, we had the Mario. I think it came with, or we bought the same day, Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Or something like that. I forgot to call it. It's like, the regular Mario on the DSi that when it came out for the DSi. Yeah, so it was that one. And then I remember saving up my money. And I think the game was like $30. Like, why so expensive? At least that's what we thought when you're, a fifth grader or fourth, whatever. I think it was fourth or fifth. And then I remember buying Mario and and I was so happy because my brother's the one that had the DSi, and because he saved his money for like, honestly, a good 6 months or whatever. Well, when parents give you money and stuff, and he started saving it until he got like 130, I think, and then my dad was able to help him with $20 or whatever, and he paid the taxes so we could get the Nintendo DSi, which we had no games at the time. I think when we first got it, we just had. Oh no, yeah, I always told you we had the Mario game, and then we just had flipped antenna. And man, I don't know if you guys ever got into flipped antenna, but that was like the YouTube of the year, like of the century, or not century. So the little 2-3 years where it was popular, or probably more. I remember when that thing came out, I was like, whoa, I want to make something, but I'm really good at drawing and stuff, but still, it's like a drawing or whatever. I'm pretty good at that. Even faces and animals and real life stuff and everything. I'm pretty good at doing that. But the concept of making like what is it called? Like a video, like multiple images, and make it look like animated. Oh shoot. That goes up to here. Oh, let's do 2. Yeah. Once it's animated, like drawing the same thing like 20 times, and dang, I had no patience for that. I remember my brother did. He did the little scenes. Well, I started doing it, and then he copied me, and he made it better. We're doing the little scene from, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Will Smith. It's called we're not from Will Smith, but he's in it. Shark Tale. He's like in Spanish it's called Espantatiburones, which is shark scare. Basically, he's a fish, and he pretends he's scared off a shark, and he became the most populous fish ever, or of the reef. And then they find out that he's like a fraud. He didn't really kill the shark and stuff. Anyways, well, at the beginning of the movie, there's a little scene where there's this little worm that's the little guy that fishes for the what is it called, for DreamWorks. Well, when he throws the hook to fish, it's a little video of a little scene, of the worm like getting launched, and he's like about to get eaten by a shark, and the shark apparently doesn't eat meat. He's like vegetarian, and that's how the movie starts. But basically, I decided to make that little scene when the guy fishes, and I recorded the audio, and I was working on it. And then I remember I kind of gave up, and I showed my brother, and then like a month later, or like a couple weeks later, he showed it to me, and it was way better since every single time the sound effects came out, like the moving his head, the whoosh, whoosh, it was perfect. He nailed it down. I'm like, how'd you do that? He's like, oh, I just had a blank canvas, and then whenever there was like a noise, I made a marking, and then I was able to make my animations work with that marking. I'm like, oh shoot, that's very smart. And then I was able to do that too. But then at that point, it was almost finished with his video, so I stopped. But anyways, yeah, flip antenna was the thing when you were. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Flip antenna was the way to consume. Actually everything. I didn't really listen to the radio, so I wasn't much into music back in the day. Even today, I'm kind of not updated with any music, but we would watch flip antenna videos, and it would be clips of random songs. and sometimes the songs will have like an animation of like cool stick figure fight scenes, or it'll be some like, I don't know, just random stuff, and there'll be music in the background. And that's when I started listening to that one song. And today I'm very bad with names, so if you guys are like, how does he not know the song of this name, the name of this song? I don't remember them, because for me they were just clips from Flip Antenna. So you know the song from, I think I remember listening to Linkin Park because of them. I listened to Green Day because of him. A bunch of like rocker music, I guess, but also even like Katy Perry. I didn't even know who Katy Perry was till I was like in high school, I think, and someone was like, you don't know who that is? And she put a song, and I was like, oh, I know that song, and I didn't know like almost the full lyrics. He's like, how do you know the lyrics but you don't know who she is? I'm like, oh, because I didn't even know who sang that song. I just had a memory of the song, because this is a song where I think in the I think it's the one that sings Summer after high school when we first met. I don't know what the song's called, but that one, that one's I think in the video it was Sonic and Amy, I think, or something, and then the Fireflies was Yoshi singing the Firefly song from, I don't know who sings it. I want to say the Beatles, but I'm pretty sure it's not it. So anyways, yeah, so basically we were really into Blue Antenna, and the only game we had was Mario Bros, but I was kind of bored of playing the same game all over again, because I get bored of games quick, which is weird because I'm still playing Minecraft after years. But to be fair, the reason why I don't get bored is because, one, I'm creating a new game, so it counts like playing a new game, because each time I make a new game, it's a whole different strategy of how the game works and stuff, for at least for me. But I remember buying, my brother's like, oh, we gotta find, I think my dad's all like, oh, we're at Walmart, and my dad's all like, oh, we don't have time to look at electronics. I'm like, oh no, we're gonna go there real quick, I know which one I'm gonna get. My dad's like, alright, go. And then back in the day, you didn't just Google stuff, or at least we didn't just, I don't think you could even Google things at the time, or maybe you could, but such a niche things like games for DSi, I'm pretty sure that wasn't popular at the time. So I remember running to the guy and be like, oh, we want a game, and like, which one? I'm like, oh, it's over here. We just looked at it randomly. The options we had were like, between there was obviously Mario Party, but it was like some random games that I probably never heard of. Also, we weren't into Pokemon at the time, or else we would have gotten a Pokemon game. And we were just looking around, like, oh, well, this is Mario Party. And we were like, what's Mario Party? I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's like a game where there's like a party, and then, but by a party we mean like an actual party, not like a group of people party. So we're like, oh, it should be cool, I guess. And then when we played it, we found out it was a board game, and we stopped playing it immediately. We didn't give it a chance. We're like, oh, it's a board game that you can't even run and jump. It's just, you just press A and it moves automatically. That's so boring. And then we're like, well, we already bought it, so I feel like, I don't know about my brother, but I had to pretend the game was cool, because, you know, I think we went halves on it, and I think we used to always go halves on the games, but we always choose together. But I told my brother, no, this game's really good. So even though we didn't play it, we stopped playing it for like a week or two. Our excuse was like, oh, the game's good, just that I don't feel like playing that game right now. And then one day we're like, you know what, let's just give it a try. I think we lost the other game somewhere in our house, probably. We also had a little sibling at the time. She was like 5 or 4. No, she was like 3 or 4. So she would just take random stuff and things would disappear from the house. So we're like, oh, she probably lost it. So I guess we could say we have to play Mario Party if we don't play if we don't just like look at videos from Flip Antenna. So then we gave it a try, and then it was like, whoa, that's pretty fun. There's like mini games in there, and then there's, you know, it's basically, we love Monopoly even as a kids. Although every single time we'd always fight at the end of the thing. That didn't really happen here, because what am I doing? Let's put them at the bottom. I should just put grass in the bottom. I'll worry about that later. I always say that, and then I always regret it. I'm like, why didn't my past self just put grass underneath? Because I was thinking of putting a sensor that when it's not your turn, you cannot step on grass. I got the text. Oh, Hey guys, my friend got 10 subs. He's just started his YouTube channel like 15 days ago. I know it's weird to give shout out to other channels, but if you guys play Fortnite, go give him a go watch one of his videos. If you guys like his content. If you guys don't like his content, don't subscribe. And then yeah, I'm looking at my text messages. I got invited to go to the casino. I guess if everyone's down, I guess I would probably be down. Although, what time is it? 8:44. The last time I saw the time was like 6. I don't know if this has been I wonder if this podcast. I mean, this how long is this video? Let's see. Let's check it out. It's right here. Oh, an hour and 24, or at least that's what it says here. Or probably like a minute delayed, or like a couple seconds. So it's probably like a minute 30 maybe. Right, so I want this block here, and then that I have to delete it and put something else, because I'm gonna put to detect wherever these blocks are, yellow concrete blocks. And here's where we bring us giant star. And look, guys, we're almost finished. We just need to close that little area out, and we had the tree here, the bad tree there or there. I forgot where it goes. And what else? A little bit of decoration, like I think there's another gate. No, that gate's right there. But I think there's probably some stuff. I remember being something else. Probably over here somewhere. Well, I know for sure the tree, but we'll figure that out. Probably I think there's another 2 trees here or something. Oh, and then also, I'll be honest. So yeah. So after that, we played Mario Party, and that became the game. Me and my brother would like settle arguments with the game or whatever, and the game was so fun. And I remember people saying that the DS one wasn't as fun. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Well, at least maybe I could be biased because that was the first introduction to Mario Party, and to be honest, that was my only Mario Party game I played, because it was just too good. It was a handheld. You could take it anywhere. You could play Mario Party on the way. You could be, on a road trip, and what would we be doing in the back? Mario Party. We'd have obviously eventually played the regular Mario game, because it did have mini games. Remember that one that I never understood was the Yoshi one, where you pull pedals. I like that. If you guys know what game I'm talking about, that game is. If you could tell me how do you win in that game, dude, that game is so dumb. I remember we would always there's always, I think there's a random button or something, but I don't know how. But somehow we always ended up playing that game eventually, and I hated that game because it made no sense. Like sometimes I lose, sometimes I win. But if you could only take one, I think you could only take one pedal at a time. Aren't you destined to lose if you're like in an odd number? You get the first. Anyways, but there was that game. There's one that you have to roll a ball, and then it gets bigger, and then whoever gets the biggest ball, and every time you hit an obstacle, your ball would either shrink or it just starts from 0. And then but the bigger the ball it is, the faster you go, which means it's harder to see your obstacles. The obstacles to go around them. I don't know why I'm not using a command block. I'm just doing it by hand. But I feel like for small things like this, using a command block might take more time. Although if you want to be honest, you could just do this whole section with a command block, and probably wouldn't be as long. Okay, I'm gonna add these 2. Oh, I thought that green was here. Also, what I noticed the other day is I was making a mini game with a lot of green stuff on it, so I was looking at a lot of green screens. And when I looked away from my screen to my wall specifically, everything looked yellow for some reason. I was like, what the? And I was like, whoa, that's not good. I don't know if that's normal. If you guys know any issues of why that happens, please let me know. Also, this was my first stream, so if you guys are watching this in the future, which I hope people will be, yeah, it's just me talking about, I don't know, whatever I feel like it, basically, and doing this. It would be cool if I have more like just subscribers. I could get like people interacting with it. I could ask questions or Q&A, that'd be cool. And then I guess, why am I doing these videos, right? Like, why am I making a YouTube channel and stuff? Ever since I was small, um, I don't know if you guys ever heard of. I'm pretty sure you guys have. They're one of the oldest YouTubers. They're technically still doing YouTube till now, to date, which is Smosh. I remember some random kid came up to me in the public library, but next to our school, because if you were usually well, not usually, most kids from our school, they'd their parents would work in their field, or just have like long shifts, so they couldn't take care of the kids after. They didn't have anyone to take care of the kids after school, so we just walked to the library, which is perfectly right across the street from the school. So you just cross the street and you go to the library, and you just watch videos in the computers, or you could hang out with friends in the back, or read a book or something. So sorry, I yawned. So some random kid came up to me and was like, "Do you want to see a funny video?" Oh no, he's like, "Do you know what Smosh is?" And I was like, "What?" Keep in mind, I was a fourth grade, I think. Yeah, I was exactly in fourth grade. Because I remember the day I told my friend his name was Alien, but we used to call him Alien. So that kid, I remember like, bro, there's this group of YouTubers or whatever, and they do some funny videos like Pokemon in real life, and like if movies are real and stuff like that. It's so funny. He's like, "Oh, you mean Smosh?" In my head, I'm like, "No, it's not Smosh. I think it was like, I know it's with the S, but I think it's got shorted." So in my whole and this is before, I don't think I had anything to watch YouTube in or on at the time. So keep in mind, back in the day, I think the first iPhone was probably made that year, so no one has smartphones. Best thing you got is those Blackberries, or everyone just used Blackberries, Sony phones, or those Samsung ones that just open up. I think that's the one my dad had, the one that flipped open with. I think it was for free if you bought it, or like $50 if you get Sprint. They always give you that one for some reason. The flip phones basically, and so I didn't have that, but that guy had a computer, and I remember, or I think the iPhones just had. I think the iPhone, the first one, already came out that year, if not the year before. Because anyways, long story short, that random kid comes in and is all like, "Oh, you should watch this," and he showed us if movies are real. We were just dying of laughter. No, actually, first I thought it was kind of weird, because just the interaction of that guy was, I'm not gonna say a name or anything, but it was a little weird the way he came up. Also because he's a stranger, stranger danger. And I remember I was like, it's a little weird, but okay, whatever, And then we watched that one, and then second time we saw him, like probably like a week later or whatever. We're like, "Oh, so what's your name?" We're like, "Oh, my name's Blink, and yours?" "Oh, Blink too." "What grade are you?" And he's all like, "Oh, I think he was a sixth grader or fifth grader." And oh yeah, sixth grade, because I was a fourth grader. My brother was a fifth grader, and he was a sixth. Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, I'm a sixth grader." Like, "Oh, that's cool." And then funny enough, we became friends, even though he was later. I think we became friends when he was an eight. He was what grade was he? When I was a fifth grader, my brother was a sixth, and he was a seventh grader. We became friends because we kept seeing each other at the what is it called? At the library, and then we just became friends, and we came to each other's houses and everything. We hanged out. I think we went to his mom invited us to Boomers. I want to say twice, but anyways, I digress. So he showed me YouTube, and then I was like, whoa! And I instantly, as soon as he showed it to me, I wanted to make YouTube videos, but I didn't want to just tell people just right there and then. Matter of fact, I don't think a lot of people even I don't think my brother even knew that at the time. But I just wanted to make YouTube videos. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, whoa, that looks so fun. And this is before I knew YouTube pays and stuff. I think even they knew YouTube didn't pay back in the day. So when I was a fourth grader, how long ago was that? That was in, okay, so I graduated in 2019. So that is, 5 years ago? Dang, that's crazy. So 5 years ago, I was a 12th grader, senior. Which means if I was a fourth grader, Mine is 8 years, so 13 years ago. So 13 years ago, I saw one of my first YouTube videos, and I was like, whoa, I wanna. And it wasn't even his well polished ones; it was just his early videos, that Smosh used to make at the time. And as soon as I saw that, I wanted to make YouTube videos, and that was just always in my head, but not something I could just do. I need a camera. I need to know what type of videos I'm gonna be making. And at the time, I was like, well, I want to do skits, And I've always wanted to do skits. Till date, I would like to make YouTube video skits. I think acting's pretty cool. I remember I wasn't a theater kid, but that same sixth grade kid, his teacher was my sixth grade teacher, and he did plays. I had him for fifth grade, and for sixth grade, I was, I guess, a really good kid for plays. That even though I was not in his class, I was actually asked to leave class multiple days to work on the scripts, not scripts, but work on my role for the play or whatever. And what's it called? And I remember I'm like, whoa, like I could actually. I am scared of stage. I get stage fright a lot, but I always pretend that I don't, just because I see people that are more scared, and they actually look like really scared. So I have to pretend I'm not, and tell them, bro, just chill, be relaxed. It's easy, and just try to calm down. And by me telling them it's easy, calm down and stuff, I'm basically just telling myself, and I'm just like pretending that I'm not scared or whatever. Because if you do that, your brain's actually gonna be like, oh, I'm not scared, and then you actually help yourself. So you basically gaslight yourself to be to be cool with it, and then you actually are cool with it. And people that don't think like that usually can't. But it's always good to lie to yourself in a good way. You don't want to lie to yourself. Oh, these three are what? They look like. Picture these are mushrooms, but then we have these chompers here. And there's a little hole here, and the little mole moves this way. I wonder, should I be adding those or should I not? Also, I noticed that since this is a dark area, there are vines. Oh, of course you can't do that one. Okay, so let's actually do a. Doesn't look so weird, but well, it's not too weird. Let's do these two. You see, once you do one, you have to do a whole square. You can't just do this. This looks ugly. If I do this, I guess whatever. Let's do this. Doing it for the video. I mean, for the look. So it's cool. Okay. So there's a boulder here. I'll wait for the chomps in a bit. Obviously that's stones. So it should be on this side. Skip this thing out, and then we have block. It's too close to the camera. I'm gonna do it there. But since it is a big boulder, we'll probably have to do this. How big is a boulder? Yeah, I guess it could be that big. Like that, and then these could be the small ones, which are technically slabs that are regular stone. Do that. Then I could do. Oh, this one's the one that's like this. And then this one's the one that's like that. Kind of liking it. And then here we'll just do 3. 4. Does it look the same? No. Will it always look the same? Never. But we could add this one here. We'll actually add these 3. Add down there more rocky. 2. Not that one. Too generic, you know? Oh, shoot. No, I like that. Okay. I like it, but it's too much. There you go. Some flat surfaces look nice too. Okay, so now on this one it's a sign that's gonna be one switching. So for signs, honestly, we just do a frame, and then we could do a arrow. That's gonna change. I actually just thought of that right now. I was actually thinking of something else. But why making it so complicated? Why not make it complicated? I could easily just get a block. I need it to be blue and then switch to red. So this, for this instance, this have it on our blue is purple. This purple looks nice for that. But they're also supposed to be wood. So we'll use this purple, and then when it flips in the counter side, I think it's orange. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out in a bit. So let's just get crimson, and then let's use one of these to use brown. I don't know. I'll figure that out right now. And of course, that's also not going to work. I'm going to have to improvise with this thing again. Sorry, block. Nope. I really took the brains out. Go here. This goes here, and of course it's a corner, so we're just going to show this side. That's going to be there, and that's when it's flipped, and then that's when it's working perfectly. And voila. Oh, you know what? Let's actually do 2. There you go. No excuse to know where it's going. That one's going left, or right, I mean. And then the other ones, this one's, the other command block's gonna be a different color one, I'm pretty sure. And then these are just gonna be facing this way, which should be the right way. So for right now, it's gonna be facing this way, and I kind of like the way it looks. So, or we could use the actual sign and then just make a line with the little V's on the side to make it like a little arrow. That looks pretty good. Let me check if there's something that looks more obvious, like maybe this one looks like an arrow. It's just a triangle, basically. That's all we need. Anything that looks like a triangle will work. Even the dripstone. Let's see what dripstone looks like. You can barely tell what that is. If visibility is a problem, it could also be a change of. Nope, that does not help at all. This one. What if I do a triangle like this, and on this side I make the stick? Like, let's say this one. Put it here. Look, it's an arrow. That actually worked better if it was okay, got the sign here. Crimson here. I should have got this here. What if I got this one? I put the stick. There. That looks nasty. Alright, we're gonna be using what I initially said. Although I feel like there's something else that looks more like it, and not this. I guess we use the arrow for now. But it would be cool if we had like something bigger that is like a giant triangle, or like close to it. What if we get this one? Does that look better? I'm not gonna lie, it kinda does. So, does this actually light up the place, or? Oh, it just basically make the shadows disappear. Okay, so that's that one. And then we got chopper plants. Now, how am I gonna do chopper plants? I was thinking of mob head. Nope. I was thinking of I guess it could just be this, and then What's it, the flower? I don't know if I don't remember if the game you could interact with it, like they bite you or whatever. So just gonna do this. I forgot. I'm gonna keep deleting this one, which I'm using a lot. Or I'm not gonna be using these, so this could always buzz off. This one too, or this one for now. This one might be useful, but I'm not sure. On there, this one could be just that one. Then, oh, I see what I could do. I see what's happening here. We're gonna be putting a. Why am I keep not finding the stuff I want? Suppose it's too white. That'll be the spots instead of, I think it's supposed to be white with red spots. This will be red with white spots. There's nothing bigger than that. Oh, this conduit. But no, it's not dumb. We'll do that, and then we will be looking for something else. That looks like something that was too ugly, but felt bad for us. We kept. We probably have to be smaller. I'm not sure. I don't know. Variance doesn't look too bad. So that's one. That's two, and there's another one on this side by this rock. So we'll put it here. And I'm not sure if these are awake when it's nighttime. I'm not sure. Or I don't think the day and night cycle works in here. Okay, so that'll be that one. For now, we should be good. This was a smaller circle. These are basically the giant Koopa shells, and they're the banks. So we'll have there, and we'll have a bank guy here, which the bank guy is actually here. But let's close this one here, this one here. Nope, that looks terrible. So the bank guy will be, I guess, here. Yeah. And I'll put, like, if you're, yeah, okay, now it's Koopa Troopa. That's a Koopa Troopa right there. But it's too yellowy. This looks like an ATM, so let's just put the ATM looking guy. Oh, my bad, that was a yawn or something. Thing looks like an ATM. Give me 1 second. Alright, so that's gonna be our NPC. That's our thing. We're gonna add one here. Whoa, it's so bright on this side. Once you go to the dark side, it's so much harder. But ooh, look at this one, looks cool. It's a owl. Mr. Owl. Okay, I'll probably use Mr. Owl for something else. But let's use the ATM looking guy for the ATM. I'll put it like this. I'll put it on this side. Yeah, this side, and it'll be ATM guy. Basically what it is. So that guy's there, that one's there, and that's it. That's basically. Oh, this part looks so plain. Let's get the thing going. We'll put some here too. I should have done a different map, one map with more stuff, like a city one, or yeah. I was actually. Oh, remember I told you guys the reason I was doing the talk about the school is because basically brought us into Smosh, and I wanted to make a mini game. I wanted to make a channel. So when I wanted to make my channel of making skits, I was gonna call it Short It, and I think we made it like the channel. My brother was down to do videos with me, and also some random friend, my brother's friends, like, yeah, well, I'm down for whatever you guys want to do. So he was gonna be a third actor, and we were gonna get ready. Do a smosh it was basically get a box, bunch of ideas, put them in there, and take out an idea and make a video about that. And since our parents are photographers, or at the time were, um, they were like, oh yeah, whatever you need a camera, whatever, we have everything. So we have cameras, we have mics, we've done photos, there's everything. So like perfect. But I guess remember at that time, um, or probably not then, but we had cassette cameras first. But then I think we got the digital ones to record on us tiny CD. And then from tiny CD went from like USB. But I think at that time, I think we had USBs already, so it wasn't too hard because it just connected to the computer and everything. But anyways, so we were gonna do our first video. It's called the Magic Lamp. Oh, it was called Magic Lamp, and it never kicked off. We did it, but with the bad script. We didn't have a script. I was just telling the guy kind of what to say, what's it about. It was more like a improv type of thing, and we found out that you need more work. You need a full script. You need memorized lines, kind of. And our other guy was like very emotionless, so it wasn't gonna work out with him. And then we're gonna make another video of real life Slenderman. I remember that one in our backyard, and trying to record it with our phones because I think our parents were on an event, which means there's no cameras at the house. And at the time we had, I don't know what phone I had. Back in, that was middle school already. It was 7th grade, and yeah, I don't think I never edited it, or I couldn't find anywhere to edit it. So I just gave up, and that was that. And then I started making games in Minecraft, 7th grade and 8th grade, and then later down the line, I was like, I could be showing people how to make mini games, and I feel like that's pretty cool. 'Cause I've always wanted to make mini games and YouTube channel, so then I got that. So, okay. I guess during my time off, I'm gonna be doing this tree. Thank you guys thank you guys very much for watching this stream with me. And hopefully you guys do it. I'm gonna take a video. Each video is gonna be like making the dice, making the stars and everything. So see you guys in the next one.